In this video, I discussed 3 of the biggest mistakes I made when I first started selling on Amazon. Hello everyone, it's Sajad, Stealth Amazon FBA. So the tips I'm going to share with you should help, especially if you're a beginner or you're about to launch some new products. So the first mistake when I first started was that I didn't realize I was dealing with trading companies rather than an actual manufacturer. Now this causes a lot of issues. Trading companies, if you're not aware, are like middlemen when it comes to your suppliers. They're a company that doesn't actually manufacture the product. However, they take your orders, they can even customize a little bit for you, but they then take that order, they contact the real manufacturer and they organize goods from them, and then they can fulfill everything to you. Now you'll find usually their communication skills are very good and they interact with you very well, but a few problems you'll have is number 1, they're likely to be more expensive obviously than the manufacturer. Number 2, there will be delays when it comes to shipping. And number 3, if they have that product that they're saying they have, the quality won't be as good as the product from your actual manufacturer. You don't know how long they've had the products kind of sitting there. Maybe they were clearance products that they purchased from somewhere else, etc. I don't want to go into that any further, but these are some of the things that you would need to worry about. And in a separate video, if you like, just comment below. I'm more than happy to do a video where I cover some of the signs of whether you're dealing with a trading company or an actual manufacturer. My second tip for you is when it comes to Amazon product margins. Now, net profit is absolutely key, but even more important than that, when you first start, is your ROI or return on investment. So I'll give you a quick example. I used to have a product that was selling on Amazon.co.uk and throughout Europe, and it was selling for the equivalent of around £40. Now, this was a very good product. It was selling reasonably well, and I was doing an average of around 200 units per month. Now, the good thing about this product was the absolute profit was good. From memory, it was around £5 per product. So that adds up to, if you take into account it's 200 sales, the net profit is around 1,000 per month. Now that's a very, very good profit, absolute profit for one product. But here was the problem. The problem was that the product was selling for £40, but I can't remember from recollection the exact amount, but I was purchasing it door to door for around £27, something like that. Then obviously we had on top of that Amazon fees, etc. Now the problem is to stock 200 units per month. If you do the maths, that's 200 multiplied by 27. It was costing me around $5.5 grand to actually stock that product per month. So then when you look at it, that 5,400 invested, let's say, is returning me 1,000. The return on investment is not very good at all, although the 1,000 is very good. So what is my point? I could have used that 5.5 grand better in other ways. I could have split it across 2 or 3 products that made a lot better return on my investment in terms of actual multiples. And as a beginner in Amazon, there are 2 issues. One is you have a very limited budget anyway when it comes to selling, so you want to get a better return on your investment initially, even if that means more work when it comes to product research, negotiating with suppliers, more work on your listing, etc. But number 2, when you first start, it's a brand new business, and especially if you've never done business before, you won't want to risk a lot of money at the beginning. You won't want to suddenly put down 20,000 on a business. That would be my advice. Even if you had 20,000, don't do that. Initially just test 1 product or 2 products and build up from there. And that being the case, again, that's why you want a higher ROI. It gives you more room to maneuver, especially when you first start, more room to do sponsored advertising, etc. So my next kind of biggest mistake that I wanted to share with you, and just before I discuss that, if you're new to the channel, please hit the subscribe button and turn on the bell icon. That way you'll get notified when I release new videos like this. The last kind of major mistake I made was what I call a lazy launch. So when the products were actually in stock and available on Amazon and showing as active, I hadn't really completed the listing fully. It was half done. It was halfway complete. I hadn't done the images properly. I hadn't done the full keyword optimization because I thought I might as well get the product selling and I'll do that as I go along and improve it, which is all well and good. However, the way things work now online with these algorithms is you want everything perfect at the beginning ideally. That way, your product will perform better over the longer term. You're more likely to get conversions, which then is a positive spiral. Amazon sees your product converting very well, they're more likely to show it to more shoppers and customers, and then you're more likely to get a higher ranking as a result. So it's better you get everything done completely. You can get it halfway complete before you actually order your product because you need to make a dummy listing anyway. But once that's done and your product's on the way and it's being shipped, that's your opportunity to then finalize your listing, complete it fully, 100%. and to a high standard. That way, as soon as it's active and it's in stock, you're ready to go, and you can start pushing a little bit of advertising as well, just to speed things along. Now, the final thing I want to share with you, again, it comes to mindset, which I think is just extremely important for any new entrepreneur. There are certain things that are in your control right now, in life in general anyway, or for example, an Amazon business, and there's certain things you cannot control. It's very important you distinguish between the two. And the things that you can control, you do them to the best of your ability, and then you basically sleep at night thinking you've done as much as you could. And that's all you can ever do. But then the other set of things that are beyond your control, for example, how customers respond to your product, the feedback you get, any issues with Amazon relating to your product further down the line, that's stuff that's not in your control. You have to realize that you might have emotions like fear, anxiety. These are emotions that are not going to hurt you. Feel the fear, feel the anxiety, feel the emotion. Let it be there, but don't let it affect you. Don't let it make you freeze up. If there's something that needs to be done, something's happened beyond your control, have the emotion, let it be there, but then deal with it. Usually action is the best thing in my experience that you can do when you get any of these negative kind of experiences or emotions. The one thing you don't want to do, and it's a mistake I made when I first started, if I ran into any issue, I'd freeze up. Or I'd say something like, well, this is not worth it, it's not worth pursuing, you know, maybe I just don't know what I'm doing. These are just all common, usual doubts any new entrepreneur has. So I've been through all of them. Any successful entrepreneur will tell you exactly the same. But if you're new and it's the first time you're experiencing it, it won't feel like that. So I hope that makes sense. So you have to push through. Action is the best thing you can do in those circumstances. But again, just rest well knowing that you're doing as much as you can that's in your control. Anything else that's outside of your control, you can never do anything about anyway. Just move on. And also, our comprehensive training program is the second link in the description below if you're interested. We are running a promotion at the moment, so you can use the coupon code, which is also below in the description, to get an extra discount. So I'll leave it there for now. Thanks very much for listening.